Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. My name is Muhammad Umar. I am your English instructor. Let's start our lecture. Here's the bridging. I hope you have solved it, and here's the answer of that bridging. And we have BLIFT number 30, in which we are going to study, identify and construct sentences with a comparison clause or with a relative clause. The case of the clever clauses, how we can use them and how it convey our message. Sentences are like mysteries waiting to be solved because a sentence carries a message. Base words give us the basic clues from which we understand the message. To uncover the full story, we add special tools called clauses. Today, we will master two very important detective tools or clauses or types of clauses. Let's see. First, we have comparative clause. What is the purpose or aim or a mission of this clause is to compare two or more things. When you have to compare two or more things, you use a comparative clause in it. How it works? They show us the similarities or differences between the things we put on our scale. Let's see. He runs faster than his brother. Here is a comparison of he and his brother. Who runs fast? He runs faster than his brother. We are comparing two things, the speed of his running and his brother's running. The clue word is faster, which is serving as a comparison. Then we have another example. The red bicycle is shinier than the blue. Again, here is a comparison between two bicycles. We are comparing the shininess of two different bikes. Shinier than is the comparative clause that solves this clue. Then the second type which we have is relative clause. It is used to add essential information in this. How it works? They act like a spotlight to define or identify the exact noun or pronoun we are talking about. It gives an essential information, more information about the noun or pronoun. To open a relative clause, you need a special key. What is the key? These keys are called relative pronoun, which you have learned in your previous lectures, like who, whom, whose, which, what. All these are relative pronouns, and your relative clauses start with relative pronouns. Look for these keys to unlock the essential information. Let's see an example. The dogs that like cats are very unusual. Here the word that is relative. Here the word that we can say that here is a word that, and here is a clause which add information in the noun. Let's see. The magnifying glass zooms in on specific dogs. The keyword that opens the relative clause that like cats. Here that like cats are relative clause. This is essential information because it tells us exactly which dogs we mean. Another example, the boy who wore the red hat. Here is highlighted portion is a relative clause because it adds information in the noun or in the subject. And it started with a relative pronoun, which is who. Who wore the red hat? We use the key who to identify the exact boy. Here we have another example, type of comparative clause. Mission compares two things. Here's the sum up. First we have comparative clause, then we have relative clause. In comparative clause we compare things, and in relative clause we add extra information in a sentence by using a clause. Okay bachcho, here's a classwork, solve it in your class, and here is a homework, solve it at your home. I hope this lecture will be helpful for you. Okay bachcho.